down to the hairpin in turn 1. Oh, we've got one of the Fishy Motorsports boys off out there. Was that Brett Warby by the look of that? We've got Jimmy Dalton here up into 3rd place with a great start. He's slotted himself up 2 spots, and a beautiful, beautiful start from him. Adam Hughes behind him, also up 2 spots. Stefan, absolute brilliant start. I'm not sure who. Did you catch who that was from the Fishy Motorsports boys?
I didn't, but I did see that Harry Dodds has just had a spin in the background along with Jake Edwards there going through the S's, and Chris Island bogged down from the start again, same as last week. Unfortunately, there wasn't any crashes this week. It did look like it might have been Warby, so all seemed to be going around a bit. Yeah.
Peter Baxter's just left pit lane by the look of it in the, just about to leave pit lane in the safety car there by the look of it, guys.
It does look, yeah. I do believe we're under yellow here because all those guys did back up and back off there and not pass. Sorry, Braden Martin there while he was spun out, but it looked like, yeah, I could be wrong, but it looked like Chris Island had a bit of a bad start there again, and then Greg Barber overshot turn 1, something massive, which stacked up the pack a little bit and caused a bit of a melee, and sort of just went on from there.
Yeah, so it was Michael Whiting on turn 1 on that hairpin. It was Michael Whiting that first went off, which I think started the chain reaction.
So the blue car on the inside is the one that's going to overshoot.
That's Greg Barber.
Greg Barber shoot thing. Yeah, which has sort of blocked everyone else up. You've got Dalton there who's made contact. It's yeah, so that with Greg going off there, it sort of just bottled them all up, and then from there the melee continues.
Yeah, because by that point everyone was trying to avoid it, weren't they? I think it put Michael Whiting off enough that he had nowhere to go. Instead of spinning, I think he just kind of went off to avoid it from locking up, right?
Yeah, and then I saw Harry Dodds having a moment here through the S's as well as the 4 wide going into that. That explains that.
Harry Dodds, yeah.
So it looks like Jake Edwards, Harry Dodds, Michael Whiting, and I think the other fishy car there in the green, Jamie Dyke, just took evasive action and decided to go straight to avoid going 4-way through there. So that's just a simple 4 doesn't fit into that corner at all.
Yeah, exactly right. It was definitely a square peg in a round hole, that was.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think Greg I think he might have gotten, I think he was a lot of cars to his right-hand side. Do you think he might have missed his braking point, or missed his kind of visual cue for his braking point? By the look at that?
Definitely, I think he might have been focusing. It could have been Michael who was alongside him and just trying to outbrake Michael a little bit. But Michael probably was on the threshold of his braking as well, as he only just made on his stretch. He would have only just made the corner, so I think he's just tried to outbrake Michael, and then looked up and seen that he was absolutely going to clean up Blake Delaney there, and decided to try and shoot the gap. So he did a good job of avoiding everyone and not causing someone's race to end, but very easy to do on turn 1 when you're trying to fight for positions, especially in a caliber of field like this. It's you got to fight for every position when you can.
Oh, massively, and we had out of that melee, we had 12 cars that got caught up in that melee, guys. So definitely a deserved safety car. So Peter Baxter's back out on track now in that very nice looking McLaren.
It does look like.
Thank you very much for the promo department, legendary. Thank you very much, and race control, legendary legends.
So just looking at the timing tail there, it does look like Jake Edwards has come off worse from having his current P27 starting, I believe, at P12 or 11, so it looks like he's definitely come off the worst, and same with Harry Dodds and Christopher Island back there in 25th, 26th and 27th, so not the way those boys probably would have wanted to start their race tonight.
So it's got a DSL action replay of
Harry in the middle, Michael trying to hold it, and then and then Jake's just sort of an innocent victim in that. Does he avoid the wall?
No.
You get away with that. There won't be any resistance. Oh, is he going to bend the wing?
That would have done the damage, right? Damn it! Yeah, it definitely bent the wing, and we all know.
Good evening, everyone, and once again, welcome back to SRW TV, coming at you live from Sebring in America, the track that holds the 12-hour Sebring, of course, the track on an old World War II airbase. As always, my name is Dano, and this is the GT3 Porsche Cup here on SRW TV. With me in the comms box tonight is Chef Toddy, coming back, returning into his seat. How are we, Toddy?
I'm awesome. I'm fizzing for tonight. This is going to be absolutely insane. After the action with our small field on Monday night with the Radicals on Monday night was pretty insane on this bumpy track. So it's going to be pretty cool in these GT3s, I reckon.
That would have been Tuesday night. Monday night is the
Tuesday
oval.
night. Sorry. Got a bit discombobulated, sorry.
With us as our cameraman tonight is, of course, Nathan Shibby Howard, our producer this evening, as always, doing the lovely camera angles on your screens. Should be a very, very good race. Sebring, a very iconic track, a much-loved track on the iRacing service. And a big thank you, of course, to our sponsors, DSL Welding Services, the Promo Department, and Dragonrc.
This is going to be epic, mate. This is going to be so good tonight. I've been really excited about this since Tuesday night. I apologize for that earlier, guys. Since Tuesday night with the Radicals, but I'm really excited about this because, as you're explaining with the World War II track, it's real bumpy and real in a lot of sections, especially this hairpin as you come through. It's some of these sweeping sort of exits as you come out. There's quite a few lumps as you come out of them, so it'll be interesting to see. I don't know how many laps you've done around here, Dano. I'm sure you've done a few.
Oh, I have done a fair few laps around here on the LMP2. It's a track that you really need to really nail. There's lots of different lines through all the corners, loads of different ways to take them. Of course, there is obviously a fastest way to take them, but it's going to be up to those drivers to make sure that they can maximize every single part of the track. Quite a tricky track. A lot of trail braking is needed through quite a lot of the corners. As you said, there's a lot of long sweeping corners, and with the bumps as well, as you were talking about, it's going to definitely come into play. We could see some rear ends step out and maybe some spins.
Yeah, especially with that lack of any lack of traction control or ABS in these cars. It's going to be very interesting to see how these guys handle these cars, and hopefully we don't get too many promo department safety cars out there tonight. But we always love to see them out there in the McLaren. It's always a pretty car to see out on track, eh, Dano?
Yeah. This has been an interesting championship so far, Toddy. Of course, we've got our leader, I think, Blake Delaney, right here, but I think he was the leader going into last week. He may have just been... Nope, sorry. He's still leading after round 3. Blake Delaney leading away from Adam Hughes, Michael Whiting. Then we've got Chris Ireland, Kyle Zink, Greg Barber, Jamie Dyke, Nathan Gore, Harry Dodds, and Braden Martin is the top for that's the pro class that I've read ya. But in the amateur league, we've got Benjamin Siren, Tim Caunt, Mitch Campbell, Dean Sinkovich, David Leslie, John McHenry, Jeremy Bush, Steven Sinkovich, Brad Wall, and Daniel Fritz is the top 10 there. So we've got a couple of close championships on our hands. Of course, Blake Delaney and Ben Siren both on the same points in the pro and the am. But in the grand scheme of things, in the big boy leaderboard, the overall, Ben Siren's actually sitting 5th. So he is doing incredibly well this season.
And we saw that real massive improvement from him at the end of last season as well. And it's been so impressive. It was my birthday last week, so I wasn't here for last week. So I'm just sort of catching up on the action also, guys. So I've been reviewing last week as well, and some awesome action. Just great to see Benjamin Siren still surging from where he's been, and to see him from that AM series. We'll definitely see him in the Pro Series next season, I'm sure. But I was just looking at how stacked that Pro
the level of drivers that is in that pro-am in that pro class is absolutely incredible. And those names, to see names like that, like Braden Martin in 10th, like that's crazy. He's got some crazy pace. Just to show, goes to show you how much how much pace the rest of the field has.
Yeah, it is incredible. As well, like, you know, we talk about the pace that the pro drivers have, but if you look at the overall standings, Ben Siren is actually 3rd at the moment, and that is incredible. He's currently he's currently 6 points ahead of Michael Whiting. Blake Delaney has a lead of about 50 points on Adam Hughes, who's in P2. But I think Benjamin Siren definitely needs to be put up into the pro ranks, because I think we've really seen him shine.
He's already been awarded two Driver of the Day awards. I'm sure. I think it was for round 1 and round 3. There, I'm not sure if he was awarded anything last week, but he's been very, very quick and consistent there. And I think his worst performance for the whole series so far was 5th or 6th. I think it was 6th. I think was his worst performance, which is pretty impressive, going from an AM driver to punching on with these pro boys.
Yeah, he came 4th last week at the Barber Motorsports Park. Was an incredible race. Lots of action all around the track. I think we saw Blake Delaney and Adam Hughes fighting for a lot of that. Michael Whiting also got into the mix, was fighting with Adam Hughes. There was a lot of crisscross and fishy rivalry going on there.
Piranhas were out again, were they?
Yeah, they certainly were. There was piranhas everywhere. We're just having an onboard with Harry Dodds here, I believe.
May have checked how lumpy it is, hey Dano?
I think sorry, we are not with Harry Dodds. This is a crisscross driver. I can tell with the smoke logo on the
Jake Edwards, yeah. On board with Jake Edwards, just showing how lumpy this track is, man, in so many spots.
It's bumps galore really through here. And an LMP2 car, you don't really feel it. I suppose I also only have...
You reckon a bit more grip?
I mean, I've got a G920, so I don't feel much of the track with the small wheel like that. But Tim Korn, currently in P2, almost... I'm just looking at the timings at the bottom of our screens. He's purple in 2 sectors, so he's going for that pole lap in the amateurs. He's got another green sector. He's in his final sector as Jake Edwards just pulls to the side. We'll see if we can get it on board with Tim Korn towards the edge of this lap.
Here we go.
So he comes across the line, and it is a 2:03.725. He goes pole for the amateurs.
Oh, that's a lap and a half. Wowee, come on, son. Push on.
So that's the difference between the pro and the amateurs. It's about a second difference between the pole of the pro and the pole of the amateur. But Tim Korn still doing very, very well. He'd be put himself P8 in the pro series. So, you know, these guys are very, very fast.
It seems he's bringing it to Benjamin Siren here, it seems. We might have a successor to the throne here in M here. If Tim Korn can have a few last couple of really good rounds, he might be able to it seems like he's got a bit of qualifying pace. Can he have the racecraft and the consistency in race to beat Benjamin Siren? We've seen Benjamin Siren, that's his strength, consistency, man, and calm under pressure. So we'll see.
Yeah, we certainly will, Toddy. There's a lot of pressure on, I think, Ben Siren and Tim Korn to perform, given that they are the two fastest guys in the amateur. I think there's no doubt in our minds that they're going to get promoted next season, if they obviously decide to do it. As we can see, this is who's this on screen now? Sorry, Ben Siren on screen now.
Over there. He's having it.
Oh, there it is. Car gets a little loose on him, and that's what those bumps can do. They just send you around. And
he doesn't seem too comfortable with the bumps around here. Not as much as Tim, anyway. So Now we have David Leslie on track here for After Dark Sim Racing. What's he doing? Come on. What are you going to have? What are you going to put on the board, bro? Come over the line. Let's see what you got. They're beautiful. I'm loving the new After Dark Sim Racing. Yeah.
What? Say that again?
Okay, guys, we've just been told by the illustrious Shibby. The world record pace is 159.8. 159.28. So if we can see any of these guys, I'm sure we've seen it. We've seen it in a few opening rounds already in multiple different series. We saw it from Matty Jones in round 1, and we saw it. Man, my memory is fading now, but we've seen some already broken world record in the radicals.
I think we're a little bit too far off here, given that the track temp is so high. I think it's about a 40-degree track temperature, so I don't think these guys will be hitting those lap times, given that the pros are currently still at
Good call.
2 seconds as Jake Edwards goes around. I think that may have been Dylan DeBono getting in the way there. So might be a little bit of words about that, and we're not even watching that. We're watching somebody else.
Braden Martin. We got Braden Martin on track here with the Locked On lads having a great race. This guy is fast, man. He's super consistent. We've seen him really successful last season also. He might have got caught up some bad luck earlier on in early rounds, but he's sitting in 10th in the championship in the pros at the moment, and he's definitely one to watch because he's definitely got some pace. He's consistent on track. As soon as he gets his eye in, these guys are going to have to watch out behind him because he's going to come through real hard.
Yeah,
that's my personal opinion anyway.
No, he definitely is going to come hard and fast. Swapping now to the 952 car. This is Mitch Campbell on your screens now.
On board with Mitch Campbell.
One of the amateur drivers. You can see the different lines.
Oh, as we come down, you can see how
braking points. I think there's a bit of a difference in. Hello? Sorry? Did I cut out?
No.
Yep, so there's a bit of difference. You can see maybe the amateurs just brake that little bit earlier, brake for a little bit more. It's all car control. That's the big thing in these Porsche Cup cars. So that's what we're going to be watching here, but is the difference. So I think we might see if we can stay on board with maybe an amateur lap and then a pro lap, as we've almost got we've got about 7 minutes left of this qualifying.
Look at that amazing camera work there by the illustrious Shibby in the background, our illustrious producer Shibby. Absolutely awesome there. That was some amazing overtake there. Mitch Campbell. I know I was on a pro driver on an AM driver, but look at that. But very, very well done from there. We always get a bit mixed up. It's always George Minus in the green car, and it's always Greg Leake in the red, isn't it? I always get a little bit mixed up there, so I need to make sure I put that in my mind. What are you looking for? What's your favourite part of this track, Dano? Honestly.
Honestly, I think the first sector is kind of my favourite. Quite technical. The rest of the track I kind of suck at. So
do you find the first part of the track is like really good opportunities to overtake? Do you find if you're good at that spot, or is because it's quite a wide track, or?
That's actually not the place you want to be overtaking. The place you actually want to be overtaking is actually right here. Is I believe it's called Sunrise Corner. Hang on, let me get it up for you. So here is probably the best place to overtake because you can take about 2 or 3 lines through the corner.
And you got to take care of that lump underneath the bridge as well. If you don't get that right under acceleration, whoo, you can all get over.
Take the 2 or 3 lines through the corner, and the way you can do that is you can go deep and cut back, get maybe an under over, or you can just sort of hold the inside and go wide and sort of hold the main racing line that everyone chooses. Sorry, it's Sunset Bend is what that turn is called.
I didn't correct you because I couldn't remember it either. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, so it goes turn 1, turn 2. Oh, hang on. I've got a different track.
Steven Sinkovich with the SRW TV, boys. Very nice to see him on track tonight. He doesn't have any front splitter damage, which is nice to see.
Well, I'm sure it won't be long till that SRW car gets a couple of scrapes on it.
I was trying to amp him up. He looks really confident tonight. It looks like he's got this car under his feet a bit more. I know he's doing consistent laps. It doesn't feel like he's fast, but he doesn't pretend like he's fast. But he's doing some consistent laps out here, and he feels like it looks like he's starting to feel the track a bit more and get it underneath him, which is really good to see, because we saw him get a 6th last night in the F3s with all the madness at Virginia. I know, and Sebring can throw up a lot more madness than what Virginia can, even though Virginia's pretty mad. So it'll be really interesting to see if Steve-O's pretty, patient tonight. He might actually do pretty well.
Yeah, he could do. There's always spots to be gained, especially at Sebring, and at the hairpin specifically right here. Is a corner that can cause a lot of grief. If you brake too late, you're very likely to lock up. It's a very tough one to get right. This is Cunningham corner right here, as he's overshot it by quite a bit. You've really got to make sure you get these 2 corners right. So it's Cunningham and then Collier, and then into Tower Turn. Bit of a weird braking line through there. It kind of comes in on an angle, as we see Steven Sinkovich go a little bit wide. Let the Fishy Motorsports car Michael winding through.
Getting damage on his car as well, which is nice. Keep himself out of a little bit of trouble there.
George Minus into the Sunset Bend in the car number 69.
Your favourite number, isn't it, Dano? Yeah.
Actually, no, it's 22, and I believe Mr.
Nice.
Bradley Wall is running that.
Oh, nice. I always run a number 12 or a 22 also is my alternate number, because that's the birth date of my daughter. So, yeah. Oh, there we go. Random useless fact. There we go. Okay. These guys. Big shout out, guys. Okay, much love, guys. Make sure you... Big shout out to DSL Welding Services and Dragonrc for all your support and love, guys, out there. Big shout out to all you guys out there viewing on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch. Make sure you hit that notification bell. Make sure you give us some love. Big shout out to the promo department. You cannot ever forget the promo department. They're the guys that drive the safety cars, are behind our race control, that work harder than all of us, really. They have the hardest job behind everybody and all the rest of it. And big shout out and much love to all the SRW TV boys, and brought to you by Sim Racing World TV. Give us a big shout out and lots of love on all your social media, and hit that notification bell so you can watch all our streams. We're back on board.
Thank you for that one, Toddy. Yeah, back on board with George Minus on a slow down lap. Just chilling around. This is Greg Barber coming across the line. Unable to improve on his previous lap, only about a 10th slower. He does improve, but a 10th slower than Blake Delaney up the front.
And it's really, I don't know, it's really interesting to see these guys in different cars, actually, and how they handle different cars, and how much how we see some of these really, really fast guys that we expect to be right at the top, sometimes aren't so right at the top in the Porsches sometimes. So Blake Delaney absolutely smashing that with a 202.209. Absolutely amazing from him. And we've seen him sort of mid-pack, sort of top 5 most of the time with the likes of F3s and stuff like that. To see him up here and absolutely nailing it in the Porsche is really awesome to see. So it's great to see some differing competition and from drivers in different cars. That's the one.
And here is Adam Hughes trying to improve on his lap time. What does he do? He goes pole! Adam Hughes goes pole position, followed by Chris Island over the line. He is unable to get pole. Adam Hughes, a 202.190.
Wow.
A very good lap.
Wow, that was awesome. In YouTube, Stefan was on there just saying, commenting, Adam, go faster. And he obviously listened to the boss and went faster. So he definitely went faster. And he's just beaten him by, what, 1,000th of a second in total about, right? Yeah, just under, which is pretty insane. Pretty awesome from him to see Hughesy get up there, and we all know Hughesy. He's on the broadcast team as well, so big shout out to Hughesy.
So getting stuck into it now. We've got our grid. Adam Hughes, of course, taking the pole position with a 202.190. Very quick lap. Just snatched that pole position out of Blake Delaney's hands at the last moment. A very, very good lap to stick it on pole.
Oh, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. How many safety cars do you reckon you're going to predict tonight?
Oh, I think we'll go for just the one. I think it's gonna be definitely a long race. But the way that the track is, we might not actually have a safety car. In saying that, because there's a lot of runoff here, so I don't know if we will get a safety car.
I'm thinking 3. That's my prediction. Sue me if I'm wrong.
Well,
you're predicting 1. What are you thinking, Shibby? What are you predicting? Okay, then.
So in our qualifying, I can read it out to you. We've got Adam Hughes, Blake Delaney, Greg Barber, Chris Island, Michael Whiting, Jake Edwards, Kyle Zink, Harry Dodds, Daniel Fritz, and Ben Siren is P10. So good lap from him. I've even got it divided. So Daniel Fritz took pole position for the amateurs over Ben Siren. Good lap from him. Oh, very small margins between the two at the front of the amateur field. Only 0.02 of a second separating them. And followed by Tim Cornt, Dylan DeBono, David Leslie, Braden Martin, Mitch Campbell, Jeremy Bush, John McHenry, Stephen Sinkovich, and George Minus. Rounding out your grid this evening.
Ooh, it's going to be good. I love the division between the Pro and the Am as well. It's going to be great to see. We got John Hancock in race control tonight as well. So big shout out for him as well. So hopefully we don't see too much of him in the McLaren tonight. So I'll hand it back to you, Dano.
We get ready for this race start. So there is a very good lap at the start. Adam Hughes not gone to grid yet. Just waiting on him.
Hopefully we don't see... So we still got... that's yourself, because you... that's Daniel Harris we're waiting for on the grid. That's yourself.
Nah, it's not.
Just winding you up, mate. But
Adam Hughes finally going to grid there. Yeah, I misclicked when I loaded in, so I do apologize. So it might actually be waiting for me, in fact.
No, all good.
We're getting underway in about 10 seconds, so get ready, and we'll start hearing these engines very, very shortly.
On this World War II runway based on and built on.
So here we go. We are green here at Sebring Raceway. They come into turn 1. There is a lot of action going into turn 1. Adam Hughes leads them away. They're going to be 3, almost 4 wide into turn 1. It is a very, very wide corner. Harry Dodds taking the outside line, trying to get in between Kyle Zink and Michael Whiting. Going for the lunge up the inside, just having to pull out of it. Michael Whiting getting a little bit dangerous on the right-hand side. Cut to Daniel Fritz, the 711 car. He's led them away, but I think Ben Siren has got a much better start. Daniel Fritz has dropped to P5.
Michael Whiting out in the front there. Beautiful drive, just trying to fend off both of these guys. There's a bit of contact there.
There is a bit of contact. There's big chaos.
This
is going to be a safety car, I think. Harry Dodds turned around. There's another car as well. Ben Siren got spun in that one as well.
Whoa,
that was a big one on lap 1.
There.
That was a very big one on lap 1 here at Sebring International Raceway.
I said I didn't want to jinx it all and all the rest of it. We probably should have done the cold tyres lap 1, boys. Cold tyres lap 1. But we didn't quite, and I probably shouldn't have jinxed it from the start there.
Well, it looks like we're still racing up the front of the field. Adam Hughes leading away. Blake Delaney, they're side by side coming into the chicane here. Blake Delaney, is he going to get the move done? He does get the move done up the inside of Adam Hughes on the run down the back straight. This is the Ullman Straight. They've come through the Le Mans curves and into Sunset Bend they go. Adam Hughes going to have the draft on Blake Delaney. Where's he going to go?
Ooh,
to the inside. To the inside. Goes for it up the inside. But watch Blake Delaney now. He'll go for the switchback. Adam really has to cover him off. And this is Harry Dodds. That car is very damaged. But Adam Hughes has done a lovely job to cover off Blake Delaney. He weaves one way, weaves the other. He's only got 2 moves. And pulls to try and take more of a racing line to cover off those cars. And that's actually a very good move from Adam Hughes to get that position back. But it looks like he's not got the best run through turn 1. Coming into turn 2 now, Blake Delaney takes the lead back. And just behind them is a little bit of contact between, I don't know who that is, the 11 car and the number 6 car, Greg Barber. I think it's Jake Edwards getting involved there as well. We've gone to slow motion for some reason.
Going to Jake Edwards with Greg Barber there. So
Jake Edwards has gone up the inside. I'll still commentate the action that I'm witnessing. So Jake Edwards up the inside of Greg Barber. And he's on the inside through the hairpin. They're going to come into the next corner now after the hairpin. That's Cunningham Corner. And Blake Delaney still leads Adam Hughes away. Jake Edwards from Greg Barber and Chris Island. Chris Island and Greg Barber still side by side. And Adam Hughes is still sitting in P2. They come into Tower Turn now. I don't know if anyone's track knowledge is too good, but I'm going to do my best. Down the Flying Fortress Straight is what it's called, into Bishop's Bend. And Blake Delaney still leading them away. Chris Island made the move on Greg Barber for P4. So now Jake Edwards is up there. Blake Delaney is, we're getting a replay now of that move on my screen at least.
No, okay, we're on board with Adam Hughes. He's just having a run down through here. These guys are still really close. This top 10, even the top 12 are so close still. These guys are just pushing on each other, but the top 2 are really hunting, Adam Hughes, is he going to be able to make that move back on Blake Delaney? You can see
this is what he's trying to do. You can see he took that wider line to try and get a better exit through the corner, and it looks like it's worked. He's got just that little bit more speed. I don't think he'll be able to make the move in turn 1, but he's going to go for it. Up the inside into turn 1. Here's Adam Hughes. Blake Delaney round the outside is able to cover him off. Adam Hughes just has to be a little bit more patient, I think, Toddy.
I think Adam Hughes is trying to cover too much, and then he's missing his braking point, and he's braking way too deep, thinking he's got a bit too much in those tires and a bit too much pace. But Blake Delaney is just sitting back there, just being patient, which is really nice to see, and he's definitely profiting from it. Definitely.
So there's the overall leaderboard on your screens now. Blake Delaney, Adam Hughes, Jake Edwards, Greg Barber, Kyle Zink, Tim Cont, Mitch Campbell, Daniel Fritz, Braden Martin, David Leslie, rounding out the top 10.
Oh yes, we got Michael Whiting with the AM guys as well, with Benjamin Siren in 12th there. He's down 2 positions, sorry, 12 positions. He's in 12th, down 2 positions. But Jeremy Bush, John McHenry up 3 positions. Stephen Sinkerfish up 3 positions also. So it's great to see, but definitely profiting off the early misfortunate incident for Chris Island there. He's down 12 positions. So
I think we've had Dylan DeBono disconnect as well. Which is a bit unfortunate. Looks like he's out of the race.
He's got some serious pace as well, so that's definitely a loss to the race tonight, guys. But it'll be very interesting to see. I'm not sure if Adam Hughes is just biding his time here. He might. It seems like he's on full attack mode, but I don't know. Is it
fuel saving
behind him and actually fuel saving? Use
I just heard the clutch. I don't know if you guys heard it at home, but you heard him put that clutch in. The engine sounded like it was dead. That just means that he's putting in the clutch to fuel save. So he's looking to run a longer strategy as opposed to Blake Delaney. Maybe extend it out to a 1 stop. I don't know how many stops we've got this evening, but it looks like he's got a much better exit through the corner. Just a little bit more speed, and that's the crucial part of this track, is maximizing those exits. As it is with any track, you really have to maximize those exits. And here they come on the run down into the hairpin.
Blake will definitely be trying to maximize all these exits, especially right now, because he'd be trying to build a gap between these guys, but it's becoming increasingly very, very hard. It's very hard to build that gap in front of Adam Hughes. But I think that Blake Delaney seems like he's got some fast exits on him, even though Adam Hughes is right now saving a bit of gas. But we'll see. Oh, maybe he's back on the hunt. We're not hearing any deadening of the engine right now. So,
well, Adam Hughes has been left the space. The door was open. Blake Delaney and Adam Hughes going to be side by side. How is this going to turn out? Adam Hughes gets the move done round the outside into Tower Corner.
Oh, is he going to get it? Oh, and it all backs up. And I love that, how it all just like crunches up and it just lets Jake Edwards just get on the back door of these boys as well. It's given him a little bit of a gap to Greg Barber behind him as well. Are these 3 boys going to be able to break that gap to Greg Barber, or do you reckon Greg Barber is going to be able to? He's going to be fighting to stick on the back of these guys, but is he going to be able to make it?
Seeing this, what's happened to Chris Island? Chris Island has dropped all the way down. He's currently sitting in P15, down 11 positions. So I don't know if we'll be able to get a replay of that. It looks like he's actually had to go through the pits, maybe had a drive-through penalty.
And he dropped down to P15 actually. So he dropped down 12 spots actually. He's up actually 1 spot from where he's come. So he's making good recovery from his early incident. So pretty good for what he's doing already. We know he's got the pace already, but it would be awesome to see what happened there. These guys, so much action on track though. Like everybody's having a great race. I thought we would have seen that.
A little bit wide there from Chris Island. He's trying to get the move done on Jeremy Bush. He's going to be on the outside now. And I think Jeremy's just let him have that position as they come into turn 1 now. Nice and smooth.
Oh yeah, and Chris Island already up another 2 spots from where he's slid, already another 2 spots up. So very, very good drive. They know he's got the pace, and I'm sure J-Mac will probably see him come up behind him very, very quickly and respectfully get out of the way without losing too much pace. We're back on with David Leslie now. David Leslie with this bit of a battle here.
That's Michael Whiting,
brilliant battle here with
number
Michael Whiting.
025, and he's got the move done, but David Leslie is not letting him have it easy. He's going to be on the outside, but just going to secede the position.
We saw a great. We had a lot of action with the F3s last night, so everyone was caught up in the action last night. So I don't think anybody but the top 2 were exempt from the madness last night. So Michael Whiting and a couple of the boys from the Fishy Motorsports. There was lots of piranhas out there last night, and they had some mixed races, so they'll be definitely hunting to catch a couple of sharks tonight, I'm sure.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about that action, Toddy. It was Formula 3s last night on SRW TV.
Formula 3s last night at Virginia Raceway, and it was absolute madness. We had an insane amount of. What do we have? 5 safety cars in the end. 4 safety cars in the end. We had a lot of madness. Our first safety car came out just after the first lap. We had a bit of netcode, I think it was, at the start, a bit of a glitch, and we had a car just run straight over the top of another car just before the start of the grid and locked up tyres with them, and then had another car jump start as well. So we had probably about, I think it was 5 get caught up in one. It was 4 cars get caught up in the first crash, and another 3 at the back there, just on the grid. So we had to pull out a safety car there. So the promo department definitely got some promo for themselves last night. Oh, it just had a bit of a moment there too. I'll just hand back to you. We had a bit of action, Dano.
So a little bit of a moment from the 16 car, Tim Corn.
With the DSL action replay there a little bit. Oh, Braden Martin's just had a bit of a moment, it seems, at the back here. The DSL action replay. If we can get it. Oh no, he's just come back and we just
gone a bit too deep. Just gone a little bit too deep. I think this is live. So Chris Island just getting through. He's really just trying to carve his way through the field as they battle up the front. There is a second gap between, about a 2-second gap between first and fourth total. So they are all within each other. This is the number 45 car of Braden Martin. Sorry, we've gone back to Braden Martin, the number 9 car. Now Adam Hughes at the front of the field, leading Blake Delaney away. Blake Delaney going wide onto the grass. You can see him go onto the grass. It's going to cost him a
he saved it. He hasn't lost too much pace.
Behind him is Jake Edwards, and Jake Edwards is going to see that and absolutely take advantage. He's going to be fuel saving as well, though.
Oh yeah, true.
Blake
He's
Delaney
going to take the
is going to have
advantage
a
and stay
lot of
behind.
ground to make up, and you can see the difference in. You can see that Blake Delaney actually had to brake a little bit to not go into the wall there. As here's Jake Edwards getting a much better run through the corner. He's going to cut to the inside. How is this going to play out? They're going to be side by side into turn 1. Blake Delaney, we know he's strong around the outside. It gives a little bit of a better drive off the corner, and he's able to hold him off.
And I tell you what, Dano, the person that's profited from this the most is Greg Barber behind all of the top 3 there. Right there, Greg Barber was just getting outside of draft range there, and then all of a sudden these boys have made a bit of a mistake, bunched him back up, and Greg's rubbing his hands now, going, I'm still in the money here, boys. I'm still on the hunt. Watch out.
Well, the more that these guys battle behind Adam, Adam is going to be able to get away as always. As here's Braden Martin, who's gone off. That's the exit of turn 1. Just getting a little bit of oversteer, it looked like. Just not able to cut into the corner well enough. I think we might be able to get a DSL Welding action replay on that one.
That was crazy. Beautiful,
I was saying
beautiful
that Adam
camera work.
Hughes is going to be able to get away, but it doesn't look like he has been. So, yep, just as I said, that little bit of oversteer and that overcorrection. So he's tried to correct it. And
it looks like he's got a lot of damage on the front of that car already.
Oh,
like,
that's a bad hit on the front
left. A Porsche should look. I'm pretty sure.
That was a bad hit on the front left. But you can see just that little bit of oversteer and that need to correct. There's Harry Dodds and Steven Sinkovic getting together. Steven's just having to defend from
Steven's
Harry.
having a bar of it. I'm loving that, man. Steven's bringing out his bulldog tonight. He's like, no, I'm not having you, mate.
Harry Dodds up the inside, though. Does he leave him the room? Just enough room. Steven, got to leave a little bit more room than that. That can end very poorly for both drivers.
But it's Steve-O's racing line, so he can close the door. You can close the door on him. That's good. Stand your ground, Steve-O. You got this, bro. He's got damage on his car, sorry. I'm a big Steve-O fan, so.
That performance sim racing car of Harry Dodds is not looking too great. He's going to have to take his fast repair when he comes into the pits for sure, as Steven Sinkovic just goes wide there, misses the some of the chicane. He's going to have a slowdown. Not going to matter too much. There's not too many behind him, but that allows Harry Dodds through.
Get that fast, very damaged car from behind him, in front of him. Probably a smart move. You know, I know he's probably on the hunt. We know Harry Dodd's got some serious pace in this car as well, so he's obviously just had a bit of bad luck tonight, so I won't hold that against him. But I'm glad that Steven Sinkovic didn't let him past. He actually just made him work for it, which was nice to see.
Yeah, it was really, really nice to see. Just to see a bit of sportsmanship out there and not see very hard racing like we're going to see here. Adam Hughes and Blake Delaney coming right around into tower turn once again. Blake Delaney, you can see that car jumping up and down through the bumps and everything. It is very, very hectic out on track, but Blake Delaney was able to catch up to Adam with almost ease, so I'm sure we should be able to see a move very, very soon.
Yeah, I think these guys are going to be trading positions. I think Blake looks like he's really hungry for it, but it seems like Adam is being patient about it. I think it seems to me like Adam might be saving a little bit more gas than Blake, but who knows? That's just my opinion. That's how I see.
Oh, there's a little bit more fuel saving all the way through the corner and on the brakes.
And how do you, that bump just under that bridge at the exit there, that always gets me. Is there a trick to it, or is it just about what line you take through there in the exit?
It's more about the line that you take on the exit. I think the preferred line is to go a little bit wider, and then go.
It does get less
or a little bit deep.
A bump to the left to when you go wider. But it feels like it's faster if you go slightly a bit further in. So that's what always catches me.
You sort of want to take it as a triangle and go in a little deeper and then cut back, because you want to make sure that the line out of the corner is as straight as possible. Oh, maybe a little bit of contact between Jake Edwards and Blake Delaney. Gets away with it, though.
Oh, yeah, we saw a bit of inside bumper there, so... And Greg Barber still doing an awesome job to stay on the back of these guys. And he's definitely profited from these guys battling very, very hard. He's just being very, very patient here, even though he's almost come up the bum there a couple of times. But very good drive from him. And I love this gearbox view. It's pretty cool. And the nose view, especially around Sebring, to see how really bumpy it is. Yeah. It must rattle your brain. Cowie was saying a few things the other night, and he was saying some of the facts about this track. A lot of the F1 drivers are just, especially with Sebring and back in the day and stuff, and a lot of those guys at the 12-hour, they say, you know, it's one of the most brutal tracks on tyres, but it's even more brutal on your body because of all those bumps. And
well, obviously, it's not too brutal on us in the thankful to be in our own homes, but it can take a toll on your wrists if you've got a high-end wheel. As Blake Delaney, you can see holding that inside line. I think he's going to be going into the pits. No, he just taking a different line to Adam Hughes. And yeah, you're right, Greg Barber's getting stuck in there as well.
Yep.
So
he's one to watch. I reckon he might jump onto the podium if one of these guys makes a mistake. To be honest, I'm putting it out there now.
You can see how close they're getting to that wall on the inside of turn one.
And you do have to use all the track. You have to use all the track and even more of all the track here at Sebring. And one thing, it really spun me out a lot when I first saw this track and how much of the track you can actually use. And you know, you see the track limit and the track line on the outside, and there's heaps of concrete on the exit of a corner, and you go, hang on, you shouldn't be able to use that, but you can. But you see that a lot in a lot of American tracks. And that's what's kind of awesome about the American invasion with SRW TV that we're doing for this season also, is because you see a lot of different tracks in America, a lot of bumpy tracks, street courses, courses that are based on, you know, World War II air bases and things like that. You know, you see a lot of different variety and these kind of different kind of ways of racing and adapting racing, and it's kind of cool to. I'm learning as I'm going with these American tracks as well. I know you know them all, though, Dano.
I don't know.
Them all, right?
I certainly don't know them all, but this is, I think, one of the tracks that use all the track is really crucial. This is, you know, because it's such a wide track, the track limits are quite lenient. So using all the track is very, very important. You can see here, we'll come
Because of its own problems, right?
into tower turns. You can see it's sort of like a diagonal braking line. You cut that curve a little bit. You want to be right out on that curb. So they're not using all of the track, and that's going to be costing them time. Now, obviously, Daniel Fritz is currently sitting in P6 in the amateurs. But you can see they need to use all the track, especially here. So, yep, they go very, very wide. And even that is not wide enough.
Yeah, all four wheels should be well over that white line. Well over to the left-hand side of that white line. And that's what, the first time I ever raced it, I was like, what? You can go that far out?
Yeah, so was I. I think it's one of those things you sort of have to teach yourself because you wouldn't think, some of you guys at home, I'm sure, have raced this track, but yeah, you guys know that you've got to be very, very far off the racing line. And that's just to maximize that exit down the straight into Sunset Bend.
100%. And I always, because you kind of, especially with sim racing and any racing, you go track limits, track limits, track limits. Hang on, I can surpass it. I can just go all four wheels outside that. And it's actually quite freeing on American tracks to be able to do that sometimes. Yeah, I know I can take that track all the way to the outside to that outer bit of concrete. You know?
As Jake Edwards has finally made the move on Blake Delaney, he has done it. And it's now, as it stands, a crisscross 1-2.
Oh, here we go. Blake Delaney, I think he was trying to save a bit of gas there, and he might have got a bit hooked up there. So I'm sure he'll just sit here. But Greg Barber still consistent here, pushing out very, very consistent laps here. Greg Barber consistently doing the mid 2.3s, 203.5s, mid 203s. The last four laps. Like, he is actually pushing very, very nicely, very consistently. He's only probably, as you can see, you know, a tenth, if not that, behind these other guys. So he's got plenty of room to move.
Someone popped out of existence very quickly there as Jake Edwards jumps off the racing line. Blake Delaney up the inside. Who is going to have the better exit here? It looks like it's just going to be Jake Edwards on the outside, holding that line very, very carefully through the turn.
That's a smooth driving, boys. That was awesome. That was poetry. That was beautiful. And the camera work, Shitty. Wowee, come on.
This is the view from Blake Delaney's Fishy Motorsports car. He's getting right up the back of that Jake Edwards Crisscross Esports car. The red and the blue of Jake Edwards and Adam Hughes. He is going to be seeing leave in a minute. Now, Adam Hughes, I don't know if he's just got that little bit more fuel, a little bit more tires in him. He is starting to pull a gap.
Oh, yeah. He is. Oh, not enough. Oh, yeah, he's actually starting to pull a gap. That he's not. Yeah, he's pulling a gap out of draft now. So
he's just out of draft. Just out of draft from Jake Edwards.
What do you reckon? He'll hold back a bit and make sure that Jake can stay on his back. Who knows?
Yeah, I think Jake Edwards is gonna maybe just hold these two up a bit. He's just that little bit slower than Adam. But it looks like, I don't know if that's just the skin. Does Greg Barber look like he's got a bit of damage on the front of that Porsche? Just on the front right.
No,
you see that?
No. Surely not.
You see that it's raised on the front right fender.
No.
Just a little bit.
Oh, it is too. Oh, yeah, it's exposed. Oh, it's not rubbing though, by the look of it. Oh, it's definitely out of alignment though. You can see down the straight, see how it's wobbling? See he's having to fight it? It's pulling left.
He might have a little bit of wheel damage here, so with oh, he definitely has a bit of wheel damage.
Oh,
You can
yeah,
see being
slumped
very
on the
cautious
right-hand
in the
side.
corner. Yeah, that front right is got a bit of damage to it. We'll see him on the straight now. You can see how he has to hold the wheel.
He might have just clipped
It's
the wall on
relatively
the inside,
straight.
right?
It's relatively straight, no, I reckon it'll be the wall on the outside that he's maybe just
Oh,
rubbed
yeah,
against.
sorry, on the outside. wrong direction.
Into
But
turn
he
one.
definitely hasn't hit anybody anyway.
It's so easy to do into turn one to rub that outside wall. But it looks like it's not causing him too much trouble. I'm sure he'll take the fast repair anyway. I'm sure he'll have the boys telling him to tick that. As Blake Delaney goes
he's
up the
probably on
inside
this
here.
here.
That was a great view. Jake Edwards, they're going to be side by side together now. Jake Edwards just able to cover him off. Blake Delaney coming into the hairpin corner. Is he going to have a go up the inside? Greg Barber's lining him up for a move up the inside. He's going for it, Greg Barber. Doesn't lock up the tyres, gets it done. Blake Delaney's tyres have got to be all kinds of shapes at this point because he is dropping back very fast.
And that front left corner doesn't seem to be bothering Greg Barber whatsoever. Come on, son. Oh, wow. Oh,
It's a
Blake
great,
Delaney, what's happened here?
a great move up the inside from Greg.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. He saw it coming and was like, I'm going to profit on this. This whole time we've been waiting for this. He's been waiting 13 laps for that moment. and he got it. So he should be very proud of himself there. Blake Delaney doesn't seem to have much any damage on his car or anything else like that. Maybe he's just saving a bit of gas, wait for the pit stop and see what happens there. But he's got a bit of a moment there from DSL Welding Services replay will flash to with Braden Munt having a bit of a moment here. Oh, he's just gone a bit wide, Deno. Doesn't look like he had that much. He had a bit of damage on that car already. It didn't look like he could save it anyway.
Yeah, just unfortunate. Unfortunately, that's the one thing that iRacing struggles with is that the cars are kind of on ice, in the sense that if your car starts to spin, it's very hard to catch it. They're working on it though. Soon we'll have it realistic where you can sort of catch the spin, but at the moment it's very hard to do. But Blake Delaney has regained that position on Greg Barber, and these three are going to be fighting for P2, I think, all race long. But Jake Edwards has actually caught up to Adam Hughes. I don't know if Adam has just dropped back up just that little bit. Here's Chris Island looking at the move on Ben Siren. Sorry, Mitch Campbell.
And Chris Island is well back. He's up to he's made up another. So he was made up from his early incident. He's made up 7 positions and now back up to 9th. So he's done very, very well to get there. He lost 12 positions, back up to losing 5 positions. He's making the next move on Mitch Campbell here. Has a bit of drag race down. Oh, who's gonna make the inside into the cut? He's gonna make it.
He covered him off very well there, Mitch Campbell. That is incredible defensive driving. That's very, very driving as well. I think Chris is going to be very frustrated sitting behind him. He's going to want to get past and start attacking Michael Whiting, who's just ahead. You can just see in front of Mitch Campbell, Michael Whiting, who's going to be getting away as fast as he can.
Yeah, and Mitch Campbell sitting there going, I'm not going to make it easy for you, mate. You know, if you thought this was going to be easy, you're behind the wrong car, buddy. You know, he's making that car very, very wide. It's impressive to see, actually, Mitch. So big shout out. Mitch is up 7 spots as well. It's a big drive from Mitch right now, and no wonder he doesn't want to let anybody past him, man. He's already up 7 spots. I wouldn't want to either. Make that as wide as a tank, bro. Keep on driving. Oh, here we go. He's got enough pace, though. He definitely has enough pace. Chris Island down here on the slipstream. He's going to be able to make it down here into turn 1.
Beautiful. Into Sunset Bend, he's just sent it up the inside, and Mitch Campbell can't really do anything, but I think Chris Island's just gone into the pits, so that's the first pit stop down there. Blake Delaney is ahead of Greg Barber, and that's because Jake Edwards has also gone into the pits, and that is a Daniel Fritz car turned right around. That's actually a really cool livery he's got on that car.
Yeah.
But it
Give
looks
me
like...
my Makita back, Max.
So you can see he was right on the outside, and this is actually quite a tricky corner because you can get too much power down, and I think that's what he's done. Oh, no,
Too much
it was a little
grass.
bit of grass. But he's managed to keep it out the wall.
Oh, and then he backed it into the wall, unfortunately, when he was trying to correct himself. Watch this. Oh, this is brutal.
Oh, that's a big hit against the
it's gotta
wall.
hurt, man. Especially that's where your engine is, eh? Oh, no.
Might be down at a bit of power. And there's
Tim
the 16
Corn
of
with a bit of a
Tim
moment
Corn. So, Ben Siren and Mitch Campbell, the 9.5 Sim Sport, currently leading 1-2 for the amateurs.
We haven't seen a safety car tonight, so that's good. We've seen a lot of action and a few off-track scenarios and a few cars come together. We haven't seen too much.
It was a rear lockup from Tim Corn.
That might be
Michael Whiting just said thank you very much.
Yep. Nicely in the inside. Might just be telling of the stress halfway through the race. You know, a lot of action already. We're only 15 laps in. I can understand these drivers losing a bit of concentration, even, you know, thinking it might be towards the end of the race, even though there's been so much action, right? Bloody hell.
Yeah, certainly. So Jake Edwards is the only car to have pit at the moment. Chris Island has as well. So is John McHenry. But as I say that, top 3 drivers into the pits. So Adam Hughes, Blake Delaney, and Greg Barber all coming into the pits as I have just said that. So,
and then we got Kyle Zink. We know Kyle Zink got a lot of pace. He's 10 seconds behind the pace at the moment before these guys went into the pits. But
Michael Whiting's in behind him, and I'm sure Mitch Campbell is going to come in as well. Yep, all the guys are pitting. So is Jake Edwards
as well.
pulling off that undercut. We're going to have a look now.
And Tim Corn. Wow.
Behind him is Chris Island, and he's also had that early pit stop. So how is this going to go down? Is the undercut going to work from Jake Edwards? Here's Adam Hughes out the pits. Here's Blake Delaney. They're all coming out the pits now. Here comes down the main straight is Jake Edwards into turn 1. Has he got the move done? It doesn't look like it. He's just going to be missing out there. Even Greg Barber gets in front of him. Right? Just unlucky. And now
he's got temp in his tyres, Dano. He's got temp in his tyres now, and now he's on the hunt of Greg Barber. So it might work out to his advantage. It looks like he'll definitely get Greg Barber on this first lap. It's just going to be whether he can hunt down Blake and Adam, really, isn't it?
Yeah, those two have got to be a little bit more cautious on their tyres on the opening lap. Of course, here's Greg Barber having a look to defend up the inside, and he's doing it very well, but trying to get the under over. Jake Edwards trying to get the under over there. He's going to pull to the inside. Does he know he's going to pull to the outside through the corner and coming into Cunningham? He's going to be on the inside. They're going to be side by side once again, but still Greg Barber defending very nicely round the outside of the corner as they come into Tower Turn very, very shortly.
Oh, these guys are smooth. That's such beautiful racing. And that's a great blue livery, the Poolmaster Bayside livery. That looks awesome. And some really smooth driving from both these pro drivers. Absolutely amazing. From our pro category in our Porsche GT3 Cup, brought to you by SRW TV. Much love, legends.
Yeah, this is some really, really good driving. Greg Barber now getting those tyres almost up to temperature. Jake Edwards going to have the draft into Sunset Bend. Is he going to be able to make a move? Let's have a look. Here we go. You can see he's gaining time. He's having a look up the inside and braking very early. So going for the under over maybe. Trying to maximize that exit. Just unable.
A little bit easy, just making sure his tyres are in there before he can confidently make the pass maybe.
Blake Delaney went a second quicker than Adam Hughes on that opening lap, and you can see why. He's right on the back of him. Adam is positioning that car very, very carefully to make sure that crisscross esports car stays in front.
Yeah, he's making that thing wide, but it looks like he's trying to pump those brakes a little bit and trying to get some real temp in those tyres for this next lap. I think we'll see. Watch out for Adam Hughes' next lap. Put his foot to the floor and actually pull out a bit of a gap, I think. That's my prediction. He looks like he's gearing up for a stupidly fast lap. But look at him, right there. So Harry Dodd's here. He's got his quick repair in his car now. It's looking a lot more sexy than it was before. So he's on the charge again. Harry Dodds, we had a bit of a moment earlier, but he's actually made it up quite a few spots now. So back up a few spots now. So on board with him. He's a very fast driver, and we've seen him had some great results.
He's getting the exit speed on Braden Martin now. He's going to pull to sit right behind him. Is he going to have a look into turn one? It looks like he might. Late braking into turn one. Here's Harry Dodds up the inside. Bit of understeer through the corner. Covers him off out on the outside. Does he get the move done? He does. That's a great move. Round to dive up the inside and cover him on the outside. There was quite a bit of understeer from him, but he's up into P13 overall, and that puts him up a spot into P8 in the pro standings.
Oh, you know what I love about this is that no matter where we are in the field, there always seems to be a bit of a battle going on. You know, no matter what's happening in the race, so it's really cool to see everyone's having a battle. Doesn't matter what position it's for, they're all battling just to get that one position more. You know, it's awesome to see.
So Ben Siren has overtaken Mitch Campbell in the amateurs class. I think that may have been a bit of team orders as well to get him into a higher position. Currently P8 and P9 respectively for those two in the overalls. So that's very good as we go back to this Adam Hughes and Blake Delaney battle for first position. These guys are so evenly matched. All they want to do is race, and they are putting on a show for us here on this beautiful Thursday evening.
And these guys have been pushing hard. You can tell they're pushing hard and trying to save fuel and tyres in that first stint anyway. It seems like these guys are right now just trying to get in the groove back.
A little bit of a moment there from Blake Delaney. He got on the power just a little bit too early. The rear end stepped out. He was able to catch it and just get the car under control, but it's cost him a little bit of time. He's still within the draft, though, so it won't be too costly. Yeah. Sorry to cut you off there, Toddy.
Saved there, eh? That would have been quite abrupt to deal with, but he dealt with it really well. Sorry.
So Jake Edwards has actually dropped back a little bit from Greg Barber. Unfortunate there because, yeah, Greg Barber's going to have the fresh tyres. He's going to be pushing a little bit faster, but Adam Hughes and Blake Delaney have just pulled such a gap from Greg Barber in P3 that it's really going to be down to one of these two for the win. Here's Blake Delaney down the back straight, the Ullman straight into Sunset Bend. He's going to have the draft. Is it going to be enough to make the move? Let's go on board with him now and see if they're fuel saving still. I don't think they will be. There's almost 10 laps to go.
Now it's pedal to the metal. Apologies for that.
They're still fuel saving. They are still fuel saving through Sunset Bend. So I don't know.
So fast and they're still fuel saving.
I don't know if these guys will be able to make it to the end. We're going to have to wait and see.
Oh, yes, it's a good point. We thought it would be a one-stop for F3s last night, but it was a two-stop, so...
Well, that's a big chunk of fuel saving from Blake Delaney. I wonder if these guys have taken different amounts of fuel. Both pitted at the same lap, and so I know they were both fuel saving, so you should have put in a similar amount.
Blake's just using this epic amount of draft tonight because it's such a wide-open... long straights. I think he's just trying to use this to his advantage and just pounce in this last... I reckon Blake will probably wait till this last 5 laps and then try and do that big battle at the end, but who knows?
Well, he's really putting on the pressure now to Adam. I think he's just fuel saving because he's in the draft. He can brake nice and early, or late at least with the fuel saving. I know I've done it before as well. You chuck the clutch on. And if you're sitting in the draft, it's very easy to fuel save. You also have the draft, which gives you just that little bit less fuel burn. You chuck the clutch on and then brake just that little bit later, and it does actually help you in the long run. Helps you be a little bit more consistent.
That's what you kind of search for. As soon as that's what I first search for when I'm in a race. Like, I want to get on the back of somebody and use them as much as I can until I can take advantage of it, or they make a mistake and then push on. You know? Pretty simple.
Well,
I'm
here's
just divulging
Blake
all.
Delaney. You can see how much that car is jumping over the curbs as
Wow.
they come through Le Mans curve.
And we know this track is very brutal on tires, so we'll see how that affects everything also.
Well, it's also brutal on tires, not because of the bumps, but because of the heat. It's so hot at this track. I don't know if we can get the track temperature up on our screens,
Especially
but
being concrete
that's
as well. It holds a
that's just-
lot more heat. Holds a lot more heat in it for a longer time. Resonant heat.
Here's Adam Hughes having to defend, but I think we're going to be seeing more fuel saving. You can see, yeah, Blake Delaney backs off just that little bit, and that's a result of the fuel saving. So I don't know if these tanks will get them to the end, Toddy.
I don't think they will. I think it's going to have to be another stop, mate. To be honest, we saw it in the F3s, and we thought, oh yeah, and then we saw a few drivers think they could, and then we saw a few have to. Some of the leading guys actually have to pit for the 3 laps to go or so. But then the top 5 kind of had to do the same thing. So I think we might see the same thing tonight. I think these guys might have been pushing it a little bit, might try to push it a bit further than they probably should. And then we might actually end up seeing some people having to pit in the last couple of laps. And it might throw a spanner in the works, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, it certainly could. Now, Chris Island is the one who has been pushing it non-stop. He's gotten in front of Michael Whiting and Kyle Zink since we last cut to this driver.
He's up 11 spots from his incident, man. That's crazy.
He is 8.2 seconds behind Jake Edwards, but he is catching at a rate of knots. It's about 2 or 3 tenths a lap. So I'm just having a look now. It's about 3 tenths a lap, according to my... Actually, no, apologies. I'm wrong. It's about 2 seconds a lap compared to Jake Edwards. So Chris Ireland is pushing like a madman out the front of the field.
And he has been from the beginning. That's crazy, man. He started in 4th. He's back up to 5th. He dropped down to 17th, 16th. Sorry, he dropped down to 16th. He's back up to 5th. Like, that is an insane drive. We know he got some pace, but we saw some of those earlier parts with him as well. And he had some smooth passes past some amazing guys as well, and some pretty fast guys as well. So he's really pushed his way up through these guys. And to see him after that, even after pit stops, etc., and he's here, like, man, that's some crazy, crazy driving. And then back on board with Blake Delaney here, and his battle with Adam Hughes and Blake Delaney has been going on.
Oh, he goes for it. He's gone for it up the inside.
Come on.
Does he get the move done? Just getting it done. And that is the move for first position. Adam Hughes right on the back of Blake Delaney. They're going to be side by side into the hairpin. That was side by side through Gurney Bend as well. Blake Delaney having to defend up the inside. Adam Hughes trying to maximize the exit out of the corner. They come through the Fangio chicane into Cunningham Corner now. Adam Hughes weaving left and right, trying to go up the inside of Blake Delaney. He's got the line. Does he get the move done? He does.
Easy,
but Blake
front.
Delaney's going to have the speed off the corner. And you can see he went just that little bit wider through Collier Curve. And now into the tower turn, he's just holding off that little bit and maybe fuel saving a little bit more again.
That's
the pressure
crazy.
is on
What's
now.
An amazing drive from these boys.
The pressure is really on now. 9 laps to go.
I didn't think Blake would actually make that move so early, but these guys have just been making moves on each other and just battling each other. Shouldn't have been surprised, but these guys are just hard at battling the. But as I've been saying all night, he's been profiting from this battle. This battle between these two the whole time.
That was interesting. It looked like Adam jumped on the brakes very early. I'm
that
not
moving
too sure.
under brakes?
It looked like it may have been moving under brakes, but it was very early into the braking zone. I'm not too sure what happened there. No contact happened, but we're going to see Blake Delaney just sit behind Adam. Is he going to have a move up the inside? Just holds off. So now he's got to be a little bit more patient. I think he's got to make that move towards the end.
Oh yeah, Harry Dodd's here. He's down. How many has he made? He's made up another 4 spots from where after his incident. There was 3 spots. Sorry, he's made it back up 3 spots from where his early incident. He had to get the quick repair and all the rest of it. So he's doing well. He's just consistently just making his way back up through it. But he's just had a bit of an incident. So he'll be trying to just hold it. He is pushing it. He is pushing it a little bit using all the track. Oh, whoa! And he's hassling the hell out of Braden Martin right here. Whoo! Wouldn't like to be Braden Martin now, but we know Braden Martin's got a whole lot of pace. So, and Harry Dodds and Braden Martin have had some earlier really good battles. So, we'll see. Holy over under that bridge is such an awesome corner, man. It's so cool. Oh, so we just had a bit of an incident. Jake Edwards. This has had a bit of an incident, and Kyle Zink's taking his spot. Jake Edwards is back to 7th spot now. I'm not sure if we can see a DSL action replay here.
Yeah, that big one from Jake Edwards. This is into the hairpin, no? It is into the hairpin. Big lockup. Took way too much speed into the corner.
It's a strange spot for him to come off.
Yeah, but we're going to cut back to the leaders very shortly. Here's Braden Martin and Harry Dodd. So Harry's made that maneuver to get up into P8. Great move from him. That's P8 in the pros and P12 overall. So, you know, it doesn't matter. Overall isn't really too big of an issue. It's the where you are in your class. So here's Adam Hughes defending very aggressively from Blake Delaney. They've decided that they've got a big enough gap to Greg Barber. They're going to fight to the end.
Oh, big shout out to all our viewers as well. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for tuning out in Facebook land, YouTube, and Twitch land also. Much love to all your comments as well. We had a few comments over the night as well that we didn't actually get to, but Blake Delaney, he said, have a good call, boys. Thank you very much. Tyson McAvoy, he said, you do have to use all the track. Yes, you do. And 95 Sim Sport Boys said, going good, 95 Sim lads. So much love. There's lots of love out there, guys, to give some shout out. Make sure you get in the chat and say something and mention and comment about the race if you're there having a watch, and hit that notification bell so you see all our posts and our streams when they come up.
Yes, a big thank you to you guys at home. Without you guys watching, there would be no point in putting this on, as Michael Whiting going for the move up the inside for P5 on Kyle Zink. He's got the move done. That is a classy move into the Le Mans curve.
So we'll just cut to a GSL Welding Services replay here. Braden Martin's just had a bit of a... oh, no, we won't until we see this action. I'll hand back to Dano. Come on. Oh, here we go. Look at this little battle here. Blake Delaney and Adam Hughes have been battling this whole race. We're down to our last... We're on to our 24th lap here. So down to our last, essentially 7 laps here. And these
right up the back of it. Blake just going a little bit wide. Blake just went that little bit wide, took a little bit of gravel. You can see he's dropped back just that little bit. Got that right rear. That's the rear tires give all the power to the car. So if you get that little bit onto the gravel, it's going to cost you a lot of time.
Oh. Just cut to DSL action replay for Braden Martin's incident earlier. Oh, he's just locked it up. Just coming into there a bit too hard. He's missed his braking point and just broken a bit too late. Braked a little bit too late. Yeah. Okay, Braden won. So he's only down one. After that little incident, he's done really well to just hold on to it. He's only down one position, so he just needs to hold his head, and he'll be all right in there. But this battle's still going on for first position here, and these guys have been battling since day one, since lap one. Oh, on the inside, Blake Delaney taking the lead back again, but Adam Hughes is going to get the rundown here. Neither of them got slipstream, but I think Adam Hughes has definitely got the better run and exit out of that corner. But now Blake's got the draft down the straight, down into the turn one. And we're going to take underneath the bridge with this bit of a lump. Who's going to get the better exit? Who's going to get the inside? Who's going to get the outside? Blake Delaney trying to get the inside, but he's not quite getting there. Getting the draft down through the start-finish line. Is he going to be up? Oh!
There's still 5 laps to go, Toddy. This is crazy town. Here's Adam Hughes up the inside, defending from Blake Delaney. It's fighting like it's the last lap. Blake Delaney cutting to the inside. He's going for the move on Adam Hughes. Is he going to get the move done? He is going to get the move done. They're not even through turn 2 yet, Toddy. This is chaos.
Wow. And he's still on the back. They're still not. He's like, no, I'll get you back, mate. Look, see, every turn, one of them's missing something. There's so much pressure on both of them. They're both making minute mistakes, but not massive mistakes, but enough that they're both coming up on each other. Man, I knew this was going to be super stupid exciting tonight. So awesome. Come on.
This is some incredible fighting from these guys. There's still 5 laps to go. Guys, chill out. You're going to ruin your tires. There is so much going on.
Maybe you should stop talking it up so much, because these boys out the front might be just absolutely ruining these tyres, and they might just spin off in the last 2 laps or something and ruin it all. But hopefully they don't. Hopefully it's not a commentator's jinx there, but who knows? So here we go, back on with Adam Hughes.
Adam Hughes is sending it through those corners. There is no lifting from him when you don't need to be. Blake Delaney got a little bit of oversteer through that corner. You saw the car just step out a little bit, and is that going to affect him down the Ullman Straight?
Oh man, this is intense. This has been intense, this battle from the first lap. This is just incredible. These guys have been just trading paint. Not trading paint, just trading spots. And they haven't touched each other once. They've just kind of just kept it so nice and beautiful. They've obviously done a lot of laps around this track, both of these guys, I'm sure. And these two are absolute aliens also, I'm sure.
Up the inside, here's Adam Hughes. These two aren't taking any form of official racing line through there. They're just going side by side. Adam Hughes on the outside, now going to be on the inside. He's doing what Blake Delaney does to him, but Blake Delaney round the outside is able to defend from Adam. This is incredible driving every single lap. Trying to maximize the exit, trying to get this speed down into the hairpin. It looks like he's got the speed. He's got to pick a direction to go. Blake Delaney is going to be covering him on the inside. They're going to be bump drive. He pulls to the outside, trying to brake just that little bit more. You can see Greg Barber in the distance, just getting a little bit closer each lap.
He is. He's trying to keep on the back of these guys, but he's got a 5 seconds, but he can still see him. But he can still see this epic battle going up in front of him. He's probably sitting there going, what is going on up there? Hopefully one of them hits each other so I can just take the win. But maybe Greg's just hoping for the Bradbury at the back there. What do you reckon?
It certainly could be the way these two are battling. There certainly could be a Stephen Bradbury moment, and Greg Barber could take the win. He's catching them very, very quickly. These two, for the last 2 laps, are being 2:04s, 0.3, 0.6, and actually Greg Barber did a 2:05.4. So a bit slower than the leaders, but he's still going to be catching these two. They're fighting so hard.
Yeah.
So we're just getting a quick battle here. This is Daniel Fritz and Braden Martin. This is not for a position in class. This is for position on track. P15 and P16 these two are battling for.
I love that Makita livery.
Yeah, it's a really nice blue. It's like a teal.
A teal.
Yes, as that's a move from Daniel Fritz up the inside. Is Brayton Martin able to defend? He holds the line. Oh, there's contact! And Daniel Fritz is in the wall.
Was there
Brayton
contact?
Martin stops. I think he's looking to redress the position. As here's the leaders coming through on the same corner. Blake Delaney up the inside. Adam Hughes having a bit of a wobble there. Unable to get that car stopped in time. Had a bit of understeer. The back markers. This is chaos here. Brayden Martin just going slowly. He's wanting to redress the position. That's great sportsmanship from him. Here's Adam Hughes up the inside. He's going to be close enough to get the move done. He's going for it. He's up the inside. That is an absolutely incredible lunge from Adam Hughes up the inside. What a move, Toddy.
Yeah, I know. I think Adam Hughes counted on that unsettling Blake Delaney, because I know they would have had heaps of cars on track. You know, you got crew chief in your ear going, oh, you know, keep left, blah, blah, blah. And Adams just kept it clean and kept it really calm. And I think out of those two drivers, he kept it a little bit more calm, and that gave him a little bit more speed on that exit and less wobble through that section. That's what I saw anyway. Ooh, here we go. What? What the hell? How are we only on lap 27? This has just been insane. These guys battling just since lap 1. These guys. Wow. Do you reckon? Oh, no. I was just about to say, do you reckon Adam Hughes will be able to build a gap here? But no, he's never going to be able to build a gap. Oh, yeah. He's starting to push it out now. Okay. So now on board on the nose cam, watch an big camera here from Nathan Shibby, our absolute illustrious producer here. Oh, down on the inside, underneath the bridge. Who's going to get the line here? Blake Delaney still in the slipstream, still in the draft, on the lead, still in this massive battle. These two have been, Adam Hughes and Blake Delaney have been battling non-stop since lap 1, and this has been the most insane race for the Porsche GT3 Cups, round 4, SRW TV Porsche Cup at Sebring Raceway. And this has just been some amazing action. Nose cam with Blake Delaney, see if he can make the move happen. These guys have been battling this whole race, using each other's drafts, saving fuels, swapping positions, trying to save fuel from each other, trying to just battle hard the whole time. I thought they were trying to save fuel most of the time, but I think they've just been battling hard as much as they can and saving fuel at the same time that they've been saving fuels at the same times as each other. It's been a very smart drive, very consistent drive from both of them, and neither of them have put a foot wrong, and that's why they've been able to keep up with each other the whole race. Along with Greg Barber. Greg Barber is just under
big lockup from Blake Delaney.
Oh, big
massive
lockup
from Blake Delaney. Is that the race?
Oh,
Greg Barber now is going to be
Greg Barber getting caught up in this. Greg Barber, yes, this is what Greg Barber has been waiting for. Come on, Greg. Yes, come on. Look. Yes.
Oh, Greg Barber goes wide now. There's mistakes everywhere, Toddy.
Shut up, Toddy.
There is everything happening on track now. Blake Delaney, I think that has decided the... I'm not going to finish that sentence. I'm not going to finish that sentence because
Stop it now. Adam Hughes, and that's the win for Adam Hughes. Coming over the line. 2 laps. What? What the hell? Sorry, I'm jumping the gun. Sorry. I read the... yeah. Oh, I thought Shimmy said a word, and I thought it was a safe word for... Sorry. My bad. Okay, on lap 28, so we still have another 2 laps to go, but Adam Hughes has really opened up a massive gap now after Blake Delaney had a bit of an off there, bit of a massive off in the last section and one of the last corners there going onto the home straight. So Adam Hughes has really benefited here after we've seen this massive battle from these guys up for 27 lap battle from Adam Hughes and Blake Delaney, swapping positions the whole time. Blake Delaney on lap 27, the end of lap 27, making that little crucial mistake. Okay, Benjamin Siren with an amazing race.
once again up into 7th place, in first in the pro in the AMs. In the AM class, he's up 3 positions from his starting positions. He's in the AM class and he's 7th position, man. The worst he's done in any round of this, and he's in the in the AM class. The worst position he's gotten is a 5th place throughout this series, which is pretty amazing to see an AM driver do this. So we'll definitely see him in the pro class. Hopefully see him in the pro class next season, and see him really pushing with these guys up the top as well, and with his other teammates like Kyle Zink. We know Kyle Zink is very, very fast, and he's up there with Michael Whiting. He's up there in 5th position at the moment. So we still got Kyle Zink, who's a very, very fast driver, and one of his teammates. So we will see some real improvements, and that's probably why we have seen some real improvements from Benjamin Siren. But he's been very, very impressive. He's gotten 2 drivers of the day already. I'm not sure if he probably got driver of the day last week as well. If you can correct me, please, Shibby. But he did get a 4th position last week, I'm pretty sure. So I would, if he got a 4th position in the AM class, I would have given him driver of the day again. So, and he got 2 driver of the day spots at the end of last season as well. So just an amazing drive from him, to be honest, mate. Absolutely awesome to see from him once again. And we got Mitch Campbell, his teammate. Absolute, really good support with him as well. These guys have really worked together, and it's great to see with the SRW, league as well, that with all our leagues, we see all these teams like Fishy Motorsports. We see the Locked On Boys. We see Send It Sim Sports. We see a lot of these boys. We see everybody working together as teams and stuff like that. And this is where racing really comes into it. And you can really help each other out at the same time, really push your team forward. And now we got Adam Hughes with a convincing lead out in front now. But we're on last lap here, guys. White flag, white flag. We have Blake Delaney. So Adam Hughes is just taking his foot off the gas here, taking a bit of a victory lap, I'm sure. He's got a bit of a 5-second buffer back to Blake Delaney with that little bit of an unfortunate moment on that 27th lap. There was a lot of pressure, man. That was a lot of pressure for so many laps. So we've had a big moment from Adam Hughes here on the last lap.
I don't want to take any admission.
Oh, can Blake Delaney make this happen on the last lap? Adam Hughes gone very, very wide. Is Blake Delaney going to be able to make this happen?
This is crazy town. Sorry, boys. I think I dropped out there for quite a while. We're now back with the final lap. They're coming through the final corners now into the last time. This is the last time they'll come through Gendelblen Bend and into Le Mans Curve. Adam Hughes leads them away down the Allman Straight. Blake Delaney is going to be right behind him, holding that draft as close as he can. He's going to have to make a dive from the gods if he is going to make this work. Adam Hughes into Sunset Bend for the final time. Is Blake Delaney going to be able to hold that inside line and get in front? Just unable to. The speed is just not there. Here's Adam Hughes. He comes across the line. It's been a great battle all race, and he wins round number 4.
Oh, it could have been anyone's at the end. Wow.
It really could have.
And that awesome drive from Greg Barber to make it up into 3rd. Michael Whiting in 4th. Kyle Zink in 5th. Jake Edwards in 6th. He's dropped down a few positions. Benjamin Simon, we got one of the lockdown lads boys up in the air in the background there. For Benjamin Simon with that 7th spot. First in the M class and 7th spot in the pro class. Come on, overall. Come on, son. Mitch Campbell, his teammate in 8th. We've got Chris Island in 9th. Tim Corton 10th. David Lewis in 11th. We got Harry Dodds in 12th. David Leslie. I apologize. I'll hand back to you, Danny. There.
Yeah.
Okay.
My driver chat was disabled.
Okay. So let's go our top 3 for Pro and AM. So guys, our top 3 for Pro is Adam Hughes, Blake Delaney, and Greg Barber. In our
top 3 for our AM division is Benjamin Siren, Mitch Campbell, and Tim Corn. Awesome drives from those boys. Brilliant. And it's great to have the separation with the Pro and the AM. So thank you very much, Shibby, for our awesome new overlays. They improve every week, and I hope all the viewers see that. And thank you very much. We couldn't do it without you guys viewing. So, what was your opinions on the race, Dano?
That was bloody incredible. I don't think I've seen that much chaos in the last 10 laps of a race in a long time.
Absolutely incredible, hey. So enjoyable. I'll hand it to you for the grid then. Dano.
Yeah, Adam Hughes taking out the race win. Blake Delaney P2 after that incredible 5, almost 10 lap battle, all race battle, actually. Greg Barber taking out P3, just dropped back to about a 5-second gap to the leaders after the incidents. And Michael Whiting is P4, Kyle Zink, Jake Edwards, and Ben Siren, Mitch Campbell. That's P1 and P2 for your amateurs. The blue is the amateurs. I hope that's blue and not purple. Chris Island is P9. Tim Cont, David Leslie, Harry Dodds, John McHenry, Jeremy Bush, Daniel Fritz, Braden Martin, Steven Sinkovich, George Minus, and Dylan DeBono, and Callan Hodgkinson, and George Minus actually all disconnected during that race. So it looks like, yeah, Braden Martin dropped down due to a big incident. There was so much going on in that last little bit, we weren't able to catch it. We're not too sure what happened there. But we've got Greg Barber in the green room. We'll bring him in now. Greg, are you with us, mate?
Yeah, mate.
P3 on the grid tonight. Pretty sort of interesting race from you. Fighting with Blake a little bit. You were fighting with Jake Edwards. Just sort of ended up in a bit of no man's land at the end there. After Blake had his incident, he went off. You almost caught him. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, there was a lot of fuel saving going on, that's for sure. Yeah, it was good the first half. Was able to go with those guys and just sort of save a bit of fuel and sit back a bit. Then after the stop, yeah, for some reason lost a couple of seconds in the stop, and once I was out of the tow, it became a bit harder to save fuel. So just tried to do my best, and then towards the end, sort of push a bit harder. And yeah, Blake had his little moment down the end there. It's a bit close on the rejoin, but yeah, I screwed up into the next corner, no doubt. So that was the end of that, really. I don't know if I would have been able to stay in front of him, though, with the amount of fuel saving I had to do on the last lap.
Was it, so what was the strategy? Was it just all fuel saving all race? Because I know we heard Blake and Adam doing some mega fuel savings into Sunset Bend. Did you have to fuel save if you wanted to make it a one stop?
Yeah, absolutely. You had to. The only hope of a one stop otherwise was a safety car. So yeah, you basically, to make the pit stop on lap 15 at half distance, you had to fuel save in the first stint, and then yeah, you just had to make it go to the end in the second stint. So yeah, with 50 litres in testing, it was a little bit easier. You could run sort of low 23s to do that. But yeah, we only had 49.5 litres, so it was a little bit more significant than in testing.
Well, I'll give you a chance to shout out your sponsors. Thank you, obviously, for the insider knowledge that we now have. Give you a chance to shout out your sponsors, and a good finish from you tonight with P3.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Yeah, big shout out to Poolmaster Bayside. My mate AJ down there in Melbourne drives a 944 Porsche in the same livery, so I copied his livery, and he's pretty happy about that. And I've got a little side business as well.
Beautiful livery, by the way. Sorry.
Oh, thanks, mate. Shunt Scenery as well. They do scenery for flight simulators, so jump on over to shuntscenery.com, and if you're into flight sim, pick up Sunny Coast for about $20.
Well, thank you very much for that. We've now got the two drivers that put on, I think, one of the most chaotic shows we have had in a long time, Blake and Adam. Jesus, boys, that was intense. You guys with us?
Yep.
That didn't really matter who speaks first. I just wanted one of you to jump in. Give us your thoughts on it. That was crazy right to the end. Blake, you had an incident just before, but then Adam had one as well. We'll go to Blake first. You were sort of sitting behind for quite a bit of that, sitting behind Adam. What was it like?
Yeah, that was a good race. It was really good. It's always good to run with someone that shows a fair bit of respect on the track. It's lots of good driving with Husey, and it's always clean.
Yeah, always clean is definitely what you want on track. And you had that lockup just right at the end at Cunningham. Was that just pushing too hard?
Oh, look, to be honest, earlier in the race, at the same spot, I locked all fours for about 50 metres to 100 metres, and it just, I found it really difficult to turn right ever since that. I think it was maybe lap 5, trying to chase down Husey, but yeah, it was difficult from that point onwards, just to go right. But credit to the man who won; he did a great job, drove really fast.
Thank you for that, Blake. Adam, what was your take on it? I know there was a lot of lead switching. Obviously, you had it at the end, but you also had a moment at the end there. It was very, very close. You had to get it on track nice and quickly. Talk us through your race.
Yeah, it was good, mate. Wrapped with winning again. It's actually nice to be up the front and first again for a change, just from either from driver error or just not being competent for whatever reason. But yeah, just race was excellent. Like just absolute mega race between myself, Blake. Obviously, Barb's got in on it as well as Jakey, a teammate. He did a fantastic job. Sadly, he sort of screwed himself a bit on fuel, hence why he dropped right back and sort of had to clutch in everywhere. So a bit of a shame he sort of finished 6th. But yeah, no, it was just a mega race. Just Blake sort of munted it going into turn, what turn it was lap 28, and then I did the exact same thing lap 29, and I was like, nah, surely not. So yeah, it was a bit of a delicate recovery, trying to get the car back off the grass onto the bitumen again, because I looked at the mirror, gap went from like 5.2 down to like 0.4. I was like, Jesus, that was not the smartest thing to do.
I just want to go back to Greg. Greg, you were right on the back of Blake for a little bit. What happened to you where you dropped back to about 5 seconds at the end there?
Yeah, just after the stop, I lost a couple of seconds in the stop, and once I didn't have the tow, it was really hard to save enough fuel, so had to drop back another couple of seconds. In the last 5 or 6 laps, I thought I was good, so I pushed a bit harder, and that's when Blake made his mistake and sort of caught up and had a little battle with him for a couple of corners. But yeah, then sort of the last 2 laps, I just sort of I was not real confident we weren't going to sort of be getting fuel surge coming down the back straight on the last lap, so I just sort of backed it off a bit.
Fair enough. Of course, you two at the front, also fuel saving was obviously Greg told us that it was a big part of the strategy tonight. Was there parts, I know you can hear when the other cars are fuel saving, was it fairly even between you two in terms of fuel saving? Do you reckon one fuel saved a little bit more than the other, or Blake or Adam, either or?
Oh, I know when I come into the pits, I must have been lap 15 rolling into at lap 16. And crew chief said, "Oh, we're going to have to pit again." And I thought, "Oh, you're kidding me." And I think if I didn't fuel save, if I didn't sort of just back off the throttle and sort of clutch it in halfway down the straight or whatever, or quarter way down the straight, I would have had to pit again because I ran over the line with 0.2 of a litre left.
Wow.
And I think Blake would have been in the same boat as well, because that was my main concern. So I think once I saw that at the early days, when he was sort of behind me and then he was in front, he wasn't really charging away. I sort of had a rough idea that he might be in the same boat as me. And then it sort of came evident that he was, and so was Barb's and Jake and Kyle Zink to a degree. So it was very much touch and go.
Blake, your end?
Yeah, tough on the fuel save. Probably got to about 10 to go, and I was good from about there. I just had a lot more wing than usually. I think I'm glad that I gave off the effect that I was giving it a bit of a fuel save. But I think my wing was a bit higher than yours, and you just had some straight line speed, which was unreal.
Sweet. Well, we'll pass it to you, Blake, first to shout out the fishy sponsors as always, and then we'll go to you, Adam.
Yeah, mate, really appreciate it. And thanks to all the boys tonight for the race. There was, like I said before, really respectful and a terrific race. Shout out to the old man who's watching again. And the Fishy boys, always a hell of a lot of fun on Discord. A lot of good jokes tonight. Jump on the stream when you can. Shout out to West End Motor Group, Peugeot Professional in Parramatta City Great Wall and Haval, West End Mazda Parramatta Isuzu Ute, Relax Marine and Game Fishing, DC Shades, Black Wolf Graphics, and the man who puts all the setups together, Precision Sim Training, Josh Thomas.
Thank you very much, Blake and Adam.
Obviously, thanks to Blakey and to Barbs and all the other competitors for jumping in for the season and series. Massive shout out to me teammate Jake. Shame he couldn't bring it home in the top 3, but yeah, here's what it is. Going to the next one. Big thanks to Stephen McCartan, team boss, for doing his bit. KYB, Smoke Studios, all the Crisscross boys. Obviously, Doom Designs, Tyler Schwartz, and huge shout out to Palmerston Bakery as well for jumping on board. And obviously to you two gents, and obviously to Race Control. 3 gents, sorry, I'm not even in the Discord. I've sort of got it muted so I can go and see what the sponsors were, just so I don't forget anyone. Obviously, you 3 gents, and yeah, obviously Race Control for coming in every night for all the series and doing their thing.
Thank you very much, Adam. So I think that is going to bring us to the end of our broadcast. Toddy, what have you thought of it tonight?
Oh, absolutely awesome
Sorry,
racing. I really enjoyed tonight.
Sorry, hang on. Sorry, I'm wrong. I have to apologize, boys. I've forgotten about the amateur class. Thank you, boys from the pro, for joining us here in the comms box. We're going to bring in the amateur now and do an interview with them. I do apologize, everyone. We've got a little bit more to go. I'll just bring them in now. That is my mistake, very much so my mistake. Getting ahead of myself. Yeah, we are very lucky that we have an awesome producer who reminded me. Here is your amateur podium. We've got Tim Caunt, Mitch Campbell, and Ben Siren. How was your race, Ben?
Lads. Yeah, it was good. It's got off to a good start off the line. Sort of side by side around the first couple of flip-floppy bits, and then got to the major braking zone, and just ended up in the fluff. And I didn't want to take a gamble, so I sort of stuck it on the grass and waited until the train went through and follow the leader from there.
So pretty stock standard race. Were you also fuel saving like a madman?
Yeah, we were. Us, myself, Mitchie, and Kyle were sort of talking together with fuel, keeping our eyes on it all, and making sure we had enough to the end. There's a couple of short shifts and long braking and all the rest that goes with that. Yeah, that's good fun though. Always good fun.
A 1-2 from you and Mitch for 9.5. Is that a good result for the team in the end?
Hey, look, the double podium's always brilliant for the team. It's always good to get those. Sometimes we're talking about that. There's always something that happens in a race with one of us. We can't get a nice clean race together. But I think this week's definitely been one of those that are up there.
Yeah, good race. Toddy, do you want to take the next 2?
Oh, guys, it was a great race from you boys. We're handing on to Mitch now. Mitch, how did you find the race tonight, mate?
Yeah, it was really good. Yeah, it was good just following a few people around. I was actually surprised that I was up where I was. I was just trying to stick with the boys. They're a bit quicker in front, so it was. But it was good fun. It's always good to get on with the boys, and good result for both of them. So puts him in a good spot for the championship.
No, it seemed like you had some really consistent laps, and you loved it being there with the boys. And did you find it a bit easier sitting there in the draft with the boys and just staying out of the madness a little bit?
Yeah, it was good just following their lines and braking. I was trying to stick with them as best I could to try and fuel save from a bit of aero. So I was just trying to use that to my advantage. But outside of that, it was a good time.
No, very well driven, mate. Very, very well driven. A couple of battles there as well. So glad to see you get up into that second position and with your teammate Ben as well. He's absolutely out there killing it. So being very, very impressed with you boys. And we'll hand on to Tim Court, and then we'll come back and let you have your shout outs for your sponsors also after that. Tim, how was your race, bro?
To be honest, it was beyond around the actual racing. It was pretty boring, to be honest. But my challenge was really around fuel saving, which I haven't had a lot to do with in some of the other leagues that I've run in. So that was a challenge. And just watching back some of the league guys now, I've learned a few things just with where you should be, holding the clutch in a little bit longer and saving a little bit of fuel. But that was probably my problem, is I was so concerned about that the whole race, that particularly the second stint, I was losing about half a second to a second a lap, just because I was thinking about it so much and just so concerned about running out. But that's just part of the game, part of the way that you learn, and one of the things I need to work on for future races.
Yeah, so it sounds like it was pretty stressful for everybody out there. And so I know in races I'm always, adds that extra bit of pressure and that extra bit of stress when you're trying to fuel save, etc., etc. But if you can kind of try and stay with the boys, right, you can kind of get along there. How have you found the series so far, mate? Have you been enjoying it with the American tracks and stuff?
Yeah. I told J-Mac very early on. I hate the American tracks. That's just me personally. So I try and avoid them. But then when I had already made the commitment to join this league, I was like, well, look, I don't really have a choice. So I've spent the time trying to get used to them and start to like them. But yeah, look, the competition's great. It's pretty clean racing. Race control manages it well, and the SRW guys manage it really well as in the background too.
Well, thank you very much. We'll take that compliment, most definitely. Oh yeah, we're talking about Shibby there, our illustrious producer and backbone of SRW TV. I don't mind saying, to be honest, absolute legend. He's always got our backs and doing some amazing camera work, and he's the reason why I can actually do some amazing camera work, or try to do some amazing camera work on Wednesdays when I'm doing F3s as well. So, just a big shout out for that as well. So we'll hand to Mitch, and big shout out for your sponsors, mate.
So I'll start with 95 Sim Sports, our race team. I'll say thanks to the boys. They did the setups and everything, give me advice on driving. So big shout out to them. All the other boys in 95 Sim Sport, Racecraft Simulations. John helps us out a fair bit. So if you need anything, go and see him. RSW Graphics for our awesome liveries. Racing Ears Custom Ears Protection, and Cutting Edge Tracks. Also, just a thanks to you guys who run the series. Broadcasts are always awesome. So, and all the other guys that show up every week to race. It's good to race with you all. And yeah, thanks again.
Our pleasure. And Tim, who would you like to shout out, man? Shout out to your sponsors, bro.
Yeah, just Brewster.coffee. So they've been a part of the Locked On team for a year now. So definitely check their website out. And obviously the Locked On Lads team, the Locked On Lads podcast, the Locked On Lads iRacing podcast. So make sure you check out that. That was released on Tuesday, the latest episode. And check the Discord out as well, where we're all there. And shout out to the teammates as well. Everyone obviously supporting each other and making sure we keep improving and getting moving forward.
No wonder you so fast, say all that coffee, hey? And last but not least, and our first place getter for our AM driver and our most improved driver, I believe. And I'm being very impressed with you, Ben.
Thank you very much.
Improvement from last season, and this season, mate, hands down, I think from a commentator's point of view, from a viewer's point of view, if I was just watching, you'd be one of my favorites. So. Please give a big shout out to all your sponsors, mate. Yeah.
Hey, look, I really appreciate that feedback. It does mean a lot. I always try and do my best, of course. And I have a ball doing it with the lads, you guys as well. SRW, everyone who races day in day out, as Mitchie said, it's really good camaraderie. We love it. It's awesome. The amazing sponsors: Racecraft Simulations, RSW Graphics, Racing Ears, Custom Ear Protection, and Cutting Edge Tracks. Thank you very much.
No, thank you. It's been awesome racing, guys, and thank you so much for coming. And I'll pass back to Dano for the wrap up.
Hello? Yes, there. Sorry, boys. Thank you very much, Toddy. That was a good insight from the amateur boys to hear what their thoughts are on the race. But thank you very much, everyone at home, for joining us as always as we wrap up our not our V8 Super Show, our GT3 Porsche Cup on this Thursday evening. From all of us here at SRW TV, here at on round 4, I'd like to say thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, follow us on our social media so you guys don't miss a stream and miss any of the action that you have seen tonight, because it gets chaotic and this is what happens. Tomorrow night we have our Rallycross. That's an open series, so if you guys at home want to get involved, you guys are more than welcome. We are always happy to take new people into our Rallycross series. A big thank you to our sponsors, DSL Welding, Dragonrc, and Promo Dept, of course, as always, sponsoring the league and the streams. I believe that is pretty much it. So, on behalf of Toddy and Chibi and myself, thank you guys very much for watching, and we will see you next time.
Much love. Keep safe, legends.
Cheers.